Are you totally unable to calculate how long a task will take you with ADHD? Poor time perception or time blindness is really a very common feature of ADHD. It makes time estimates for completing a task very difficult and often inaccurate. Throughout my past 6 years at medical school, one thing I've learned about myself is that I'm really bad at estimating how long tasks take me. And rather than just continually falling behind with my work and accepting this, I've decided to do something about it. Watch this video to the end to figure out a really cool strategy I use to make better time estimates. I hope this is helpful, and please don't forget to subscribe. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Wahid, the ADHD medic. So firstly, a disclaimer, I'm still very bad at making great time estimates and I'm still learning. It's so important that I'm able to accurately make time estimates as a busy doctor. And whilst I've come a long way, I've still got a lot more to improve on. Calculating my fudge ratio has really been huge in allowing me to better understand my time perception and to overcome my time blindness. So firstly, I'm going to talk about why it's important to make accurate time estimates. I guess I've been able to distill this all into three main reasons. The first is, when you are good at estimating how long tasks generally take you to complete, you can start to manage your workload better. It's easy to take on far too many things with ADHD and with time blindness, especially because we like to keep ourselves busy with several things so we don't get bored. However, this can lead to totally underestimating how long tasks take and becoming overwhelmed and exhausted. It also severely impacts efficiency whenever you fall into doing too many things because of your time blindness and you're not able to go above and beyond for any one particular task. The second reason to improve accuracy in time estimates is that it can help you better track how far you are along with completing a task. Most tasks that are really impactful in the long run are those that you don't just complete in one sitting. It's projects that take several weeks and months or years even. And when you're able to make better time estimates, you can better manage longer projects and longer tasks. It helps you better track how far you have come along and how much of the project is left. When you're able to trust your time estimates, it helps you when keeping yourself motivated along the way. And I guess the third and last reason is it helps you to become a better team player and a more reliable team player. When you're able to say with confidence how long it'll take you to complete a task and then actually complete it ahead of time, and you do this consistently over a long time, it really goes a long way and has a significant impact on your working relationships. The contrary is true also. When you overpromise and underachieve and are always late with handing in assignments or work, it doesn't go down well with your colleagues or your professors. Being better at time estimates helps you with your working and non-working relationships. One way of objectively figuring out how effective you are at making time estimates or how bad your time blindness is with ADHD is by calculating your fudge ratio. The fudge ratio is the ratio of the estimated or anticipated time to complete a task versus the time it actually takes you to complete a task. And to determine your fudge ratio, you need to do the following. Firstly, you add up the total tracked or actual time to complete a task, and then you divide this by the time you estimated it would take you. So for example, if you estimate a task would take you 2 hours to complete and it actually takes you 3 hours to complete, then you have a fudge ratio of around 1.5, meaning it generally will take you 1.5 times as long as you might think it would to complete a said task. The fudge ratio is just an indicator that I use to make myself acutely aware of the fact that my ADHD means I'm almost always, like 999 times out of 100, going to underestimate how long any task will take me. I think it's really helped me significantly in actively thinking about how long a task will take me and factoring this in before blurting out when I think I'll get a task finished by. And so by fixing or adjusting my estimates, I can usually say with more confidence how long a task will take me. So I think communication is key, and so I try to word this into kind of tasks that I'm doing. I usually say, I think this will take me 2 hours to do, but my fudge ratio for these sorts of tasks is 2, so I think it'll take me 4 hours to do. And this is very helpful when I work with colleagues, and they're very understanding, and it also gives me peace of mind that I'm going to be able to meet the time frame I've given myself. I'm not being overly ambitious, and I've factored in my own inefficiencies. Okay, so you've gotten this far in the video, so I'll give you another great tip from my experiences of working with the fudge ratio. So the fudge ratio is actually quite weak in its predictive performance when you use it for isolated tasks. It varies a lot from task to task, varying from low as 0.5 or lower to higher than 20. Where it really excels is when you factor in a variety of tasks and then you calculate your fudge ratio. It allows your fudge ratio to settle at a fairly consistent and narrow confidence range. So for example, with me and my PhD work, in a particular week I might factor in any new analyses I need to do, factor in computing time, time to to interpret my analysis results, and also presenting my findings in figures and writing a paragraph or two summarizing it all. By grouping together these tasks, I increase the actual time taken for the completion of these tasks, and then my estimated time will probably not vary by a huge degree compared to the actual time it takes. And this is a lot different than when you're working with single and isolated tasks. Your degree of estimates can be really far off. Try to calculate your fudge ratio for different tasks that you're working on. Try to theme your projects, assignments, or day-to-day work tasks together, and then calculate an average fudge ratio. If you're feeling very lazy, I usually have a back of the napkin estimate for any task. My average fudge ratio is around 1.9, so this just means that it'll take me around twice as long to complete any task with my ADHD. It's always good to have this handy in case I need to make a rough estimate before I'm able to actually sit down and calculate this. It also means that if I have 10 hours of work to complete in a day, I'll only schedule myself 5 hours of work, and so I can compensate for my poor time awareness by actively adjusting for this throughout my day. It really stops me feeling deflated when I realize I've only managed to complete half the work I set myself. It's far better to make a reasonable and intentioned list of to-dos rather than beating myself up for being terrible at making time estimates. And while it's not always perfect, it helps me manage and feel accomplished at the end of each day and give myself time to take a break and de-stress from work. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content on how I handle my ADHD alongside doing a PhD at the University of Oxford and being a medical doctor in the UK, please keep watching my content and subscribe. Also comment below on what you want me to talk about next. I'm really interested on what sort of topics you want me to cover. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and until next time.